charisma,
Oh, there you go.
powers me.
Was this an ability modifiers level up for you?
Yes. I got to. I forget how much I got to add, but my charisma is up to 19 now.
Just double checking, what should we be at? Yeah.
So you just need to increase your monk's level by 1.
Yes, I know. What number is that?
Oh,
That was 16.
16,
Okay.
yeah. Or no, it'll be
The total,
your total level is
16.
16. So just so when you pull up the level up, just increase the counter by 1.
Yes, I know.
So your monk should be
13.
13 now. I don't think you get anything good at level 4 for sorcerer. Might not be till 5.
I have a new feat called Tongue of the Sun and Moon
Is that a for your monk
feature.
order thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
I'm sure.
Hey, I can actually see Dee on the YouTube stream. I can't see her on my computer. Yes.
Starting at 13th level, you learn to touch the key of other minds so that you understand all spoken languages.
Hey,
Moreover,
cool.
Yeah. Moreover, any creature that can understand a language can understand what you say. So
That's pretty cool. You are a walking, talking babblefish now.
All right.
Let's see.
Man, this is gonna make my intro so much more impressive. I can shout in whatever language I want to.
You're Way of the Sun Soul, right? Well, it was only broken because she was a few levels above what she technically should have been. Yes.
You're just jealous. Sounds like jealousy to me.
So, can y'all give me a rundown on? I know there was a gap in time, and
yeah. Basically, what happened is you went into your monk meditation and didn't come out of it.
yeah, it happens at times.
So we stashed you under a bed.
Sometimes a girl just needs a long nap.
So, a thing on the back end that I fixed is on a short rest, nobody gets spell slots back, but the only person that really gets anything back is Yolanda gets any key points that she spent back. And that's only on one short rest per day, so it's rationed. So if you take 2, you don't get it on both. I'm pretty sure. 99% on that. But
I didn't see where it said that, but I'll.
does your white chalk regenerate? No, it's finite.
Can you buy the store out of it?
I mean, no. East of All bought the store out. He's got every color under the sun. In fact, where is east of all? Where? In...
It doesn't say anything about it being only one short rest per day.
Is it only? I know that I read that like 3 weeks ago. So, like I said, I'm 99%, but there's always that one. If it says per short rest, all right then.
This is all.
Always pull out my player's handbook. I'm fine with being wrong on it. Paladin.
So I just printed out my manual for the class I'm taking this week, and it's 93 pages long.
All right. That's all. All right. So per short rest and per long rest. So yeah, I just read that too. All right. Okay. Give him a couple of minutes to answer, and if he doesn't, we're gonna go. Okay. Of course I do. Sure thing. $5 gold pieces, please. Okay. 10 plus, yeah, 10 plus whatever was left in your current bag. You only bought one. You only had the one before, yeah. I think it was okay. Okay. I think then you only bought one. You're saying this to the wizard. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, one of them is in the backpack. The other one was being carried by somebody, I thought.
You got a corpse in your backpack?
I can't remember.
That you left him as your body shield.
You're gonna need a meat shield. She's maybe her soul's a little bit shattered. You have that spell? That's the same spell that resed you, right? All right. What do you do? A thrumming whoosh rushes through the air. Peyton's chest begins to heave as he begins to breathe and sits upright. Roll for damage. No. Peyton kind of cracks to the slab. Oh, what? The last thing I remember was something about a lich. I watched Tabitha die, and then I felt the life being drained from me, and then I wake up here. Same thing happens. Tabitha's chest begins to heave as she jerks up in a sitting position. She blindly takes a swing. At you. You're the closest thing. Dex save. No, roll me a dex save. You see the fist coming and you jerk your head back as you feel her fist brush across the front of your nose. Before she realizes it, she sees you and the rest of the party and just kind of, where's the lich? I mean, lich, do you blame me? Tabitha says. What happened? The last thing I remember was the lich draining the life from me and I wake up here. He's looking at he's standing just, you see, party looks over, pans over to East Vault, and he's just turned around staring at the wall, just kind of slumped, shoulder slumped, slack jawed. He's just.
Is he just like running into the wall?
He's walking forward and he just bounces off the wall before he just continues forward into it again. Sure. Yep. That was each, baby. What would you like to do then? Sure. Hafen, Yolanda, you have found yourself in Broken Down City. There's a big text dump in the Discord channel if you need any kind of backup info on stuff
Where
that's
is that?
transpired. It's in the D&D channel. It might be a little bit.
Okay.
It's up. It's above the Cormanthor picture.
Okay.
I erroneously told you guys last week that the red dragon had been defeated. He had not.
Mhm.
Just the white and the green. The red is at large somewhere, but the council does not know where it is. The black dragon has sieged Arabelle. High Moon is empty. Nobody knows why. The undead are taking over the cities on the south end of Cormanthor Forest, which you are currently inside Myth Drannor. I believe, as Davril had told you last week, he had seen Hamun's men allegedly in a cave to the east along a river, mining for something, but they aren't sure what. But whatever it is, it can't be good.
That's right. I think we gotta go. Check that out at some point, right? Okay.
That was basically the request.
Yeah.
Now, you can always take that request and stuff it, go do something else. Okay. You feel the presence of Tamara enter you. It enters you hard and deep.
No.
Immediately before your question gets answered, asked, yes, I'm sorry, asked, you see Eastaval stop running into the side of the inn, slack-jawed and shoulders slumped. All right, continue. You hear Tamara's booming voice in your head. No child, but one of his scions is. It's the only one you haven't killed.
Okay.
Flinar. Fecal matter? Yes. This is true.
Seems to make sense.
This makes the most sense. All right. So after the holy light leaves you, Davril approaches you and says, I would like to attempt something, but I'm going to need that key card that you have on your person. Oh, okay. Yolanda want to do anything? Or are you just kind of hanging out?
I have no idea what's going on, so I'm just going to sit and listen for a while and figure out where we are and what's
Okay.
happening.
So basically, like Sean kind of quickly recapped, since the last time you played, they defeated the vampire.
Mhm.
They worked their way through the rest of the dungeon. They defeated the Lich, who had the corpses of Peyton and Tabitha in his dungeon, like in kind of some side rooms for reasons unknown, right? His body disappeared. They ventured further in and they found the phylactery, and then went to the portal it was one of the doors in the dungeon that the party was unable to open. I believe it was the southeastern edge. And once they came through, you came through to here, Myth Drannor, and Davril was waiting on the party. Like he knew you guys were going to come here. And he basically filled them in with, hey, you've only been in the dungeon for about 5 hours, but it has been 6 months in the outside world since you have entered the dungeon because it was on another plane of existence. So the party surrenders the phylactery of the Lich to Davril to take care of. Do you remember the scraggly old creepy wizard guy from other cities who was kind of like spying on the party?
Mhm.
He shows up and is basically like, hey, I'm actually with the Council of Wizards. We're here to help you defeat Hamun because he is at the core of this, and we've got to stop him. We don't exactly know what he's doing yet, but Davril has some intel here that you're going to go check out to see if, how this is going to play into the big picture. And that is the long and the short of it. Okay. Correct. Go back in time. No, it's a simple time dilation to alpha roll twice. For every moment you are in there, this much time passes when you're out here. I'm going to attempt to rectify the situation. That way, the party has a way to move freely from the eastern and western sides of Faerun. Hell, you could
Okay.
even use the dungeon as a base if you so choose. More or less because of where it's located. Okay.
Oh yeah. Let's hear it.
Hang on, I'm gonna take my hoodie off. What you should do is scan that page and send it to me.
That sounds awesome.
Did you? You've sent me a few PDFs. I don't know if that was one of them. Yeah. Let's see. The last that was. I have this outclassed teaser from you, and yeah, I don't. If you did, it was a while ago. So yeah, just drop it again. Sounds like a circus is going on back there. Until he starts talking. He doesn't even have his headset on. Anyways, yeah.
Well, before we go anywhere, I want to collect my stuff that
Yes.
I know we all put.
Can you hear me through this?
We can.
Yeah.
But we can also hear everything going on in the background. Again. All right. Anyways, Hafen. So
Yes.
Straggles has a piece.
Can you hear?
Scraggles has a piece of enchanted clothing for you.
Excellent.
Remind me, what was it again? Was it that cloak of protection?
It was. I don't know how we wound up. I know it was going to be a cloak that when I unveiled my wings, it would give an extra kind of intimidating presence.
Yes. So for once per, I think it was a once per day. When you did that, you can cause. Well, no, not a once per day, but it casts Frightful Presence. But how Frightful Presence works is if a creature passes, the effect won't work again on them for another 24 hours. So
Okay.
effectively, it's either it's gonna affect them or it's not.
Or it's not. Yeah. Okay. I could barely hear you.
You could barely hear me.
No, talking to Jill.
Oh,
That better?
no, that's
No.
not better. Did you have anything else? I thought we were talking about another piece of equipment. I think I can't
Were we?
remember if you were just like, "Oh, that's too expensive. I'm not doing it."
I think yes, I believe that we've just landed on me getting the cloak.
Okay, so let's take a look.
Is that better?
That's
A little
better.
bit.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get the volume so it doesn't catch all the noise in the background too.
right. So as it currently stands, you have 3 items attuned.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's funny? You attuned that Scarab of Protection for the Lich Fight, and you never even used it. But you can easily unattune to that one and
Okay.
reattune to the new. What do you want to call it? This is a custom piece of gear. What do you want to call it?
Ooh. How about Doombringer?
Doombringer. I like it. All right. So we are going to say that you are unattuned from the Scarab, and you can attune because this cloak is going to require attunement.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And that takes.
It would take a long rest.
Okay.
So you have it, but you don't have it attuned currently. And
Cool.
you have your Stone of Reserve, you have your Bracers of Defense, and you have your
Mhm.
Scarab of Protection currently.
Okay. I will take that scarab, I guess. Can anybody use that scarab?
Anybody can use it, yes. You just have to attune to it. What's that? Yeah, everybody except Yolanda is. She's got room for one more.
Okay. Well, I'll offer it to her when she gets back,
Sure.
then I'll go ahead and put the cloak so that I can become attuned to it.
Yeah, we'll wear it, and then after your next long rest, you'll be attuned to it. So until then, you won't have it.
I'm here. What are you offering?
You want a scarab of protection?
That can be a party item. She doesn't have to have it on her person. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, so if you remember, the Scarab of Protection has advantage against saving throws against spells, and it has 12 charges that don't ever refresh. So this is a finite resource. So if you fail a saving throw against necromancy spells or harmful effects from undead creatures, you can discharge a charge to basically turn it into a successful save.
Cool. Yeah.
But once all 12 charges are gone, the scarab crumbles and it is gone.
Forever.
So if you want to hold on to it for now, D, after your next long rest, you will be attuned to it. And then you'll have you'll have a advantage on all saving throws.
Cool.
But not until your next long rest.
What?
I'll go ahead
Saving
and put it
throws
on.
against.
No, I
So that would include Dex ones against spells too, though, right?
All saving throws. It's as it says. It is. I'm sorry. It is advantage on saving throws against spells. So if the spell says it's a dex saving throw, then yes, you get advantage on it.
Making it even harder for them to
Yeah.
do anything to me. Cool.
I'm fine with that if it's the ball out. Yeah.
How expensive was it?
Did we even have enough to cover it though? I thought that was a problem.
It's gonna consume all of the teeth and a lot of gold. 10,000 gold pieces. The only stipulation is you won't get it until you get back from your current mission.
Yeah. Well, we're just headed off to a mine right now, right? Anyway. Hopefully it doesn't. Yeah. Hopefully we don't wind up disappearing for a year in the presence of a black dragon.
That's true.
I feel great. So good. How do I enable press to talk?
If you go under user settings next to where it has your name on the bottom left, and then you click on voice and video, that's where you can put it in.
I'm using my webcam is what's happening. These don't have audio. My headset, the dongle is gone. I can't find it, so I'm hobbling. I just need to find my fucking dongle is what I need to find. It's around here somewhere. He ran off with it and it's just vanished, so. Okay, well, if you'll deliver it to me, then I will use it right.
See, what
You
you
have
got to
a-
do is Sean's going to place it in his mailbox after the mail runs, and you have to come and get it.
We need a carrier falcon. Can you train a falcon to bring it to me? Okay.
Believe it or not, I do have a falconer in the family.
You
I believe
really?
Yes.
Not surprising.
Yeah. Yeah, some of them. The ones that haven't been given away to the zoos and stuff. I can't do any of that. No, Laura Lee's uncle is a falconer. Oh,
Yeah. All right. You got your push to talk figured out, Jeff?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna turn you up a little bit more. Yeah, we'll get you fixed up. Let me turn you up a little. Actually, you're already turned up to 200%. Jeez.
There we go.
All right. Does anybody else have any business right here? Because as it stands currently, it's just Davril, it's just Scraggles, and the half-destroyed inn that you stayed in. Well, that's what you were calling him. His name is Thorin, but you guys have taken to calling him Scraggles. Ah, that's a very good sword. So you have the teeth and the gold for me. Tell me, what do you have? You visibly see him kind of grimace when you say that. I can wipe my ass with that scroll. That's what I can do. A pearl of power. And he sees you thrumming through your pack. He goes, "Are those sending stones? I can take those too." The pearl of power. Does she? Well then, let Scraggle see. Oh yeah, that might be a good idea.
You're just gonna throw them up on the counter.
Oh yeah, we bought them back to life.
Oh, good. Yay! It's just. Why did she punch me in the face? Why did you do that, Tabitha? Okay.
Uh, he says, "The best I can do for your pearl of power, 500 gold pieces. 9,500 and your pearl of power." He also says, "I have one more thing for you." And he pulls a cloth off and he says, "I have fixed your necklace. It now has its 6th chamber. Your necklace of prayer beads. You now have the ability to cast once per day Windwalk. For the rest of you who don't know what Windwalk is, since none of you are druids, is once this is cast for 8 hours, any of you in a 1-minute transformation can turn into a gaseous form, and another minute turn back into your human form. Can be super duper handy."
I turned into a cloud of methane real quick.
If you wait a day, everybody can attune.
We have been through a lot, babe. Let's get some drinks tonight and take a rest.
What are you trying to do? Okay. Tell me what you okay. You can't tell me what exactly you want until you cast it. Because I'm not going to give you the option of, I'm not going to cast it then. All right. Well, as Davril previously told you, and he motions to the outer edges of the area, you will see a faint blue glow encasing the entire area that has been warded.
Can you put up the spell that cast?
Oh no, that's not 250. That's 350. 450. 4 ivory strips with at least 50 gold pieces and at least 250 gold pieces. Okay, fair enough. But it's a listed gold item. Okay. Incense worth at least 250, which the spell consumes, and 4 ivory strips worth at least 50 gold pieces each. So if you don't have the items, you got to put up the gold if they don't consume. Because this is actually the first spell that I've seen that is requires a item of value that it doesn't also consume. Because up until this point, I've been running it. If you don't have the item, but it consumes an item of X value, you just use that money. You know what? Fuck it. It's 250.
Fuck it.
Name or describe a person, place, or object, not multiple person, places, or objects. Okay.
Did you actually ask that? What now?
Huh?
You're cute, but what? Quit playing. I mean, I do say "oh god" a lot, but
It's true. He is.
Is that how Planner Ally works? If so, perhaps.
so much.
Wow.
You beseech an other worldly entity for aid. Must be known to you.
What?
That entity sends a celestial, elemental, or fiend loyal to aid you. If you know a specific creature's name, you can speak that name. You cast it. You might get a different creature anyways. DM's choice. So yeah, you could technically summon Valkyr. Well, you're still in the middle of casting Legend Lore, so
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, I haven't seen him in ages, and apparently with time travel a whole lot more. So I would complain. No, you've got a lot of weird spells. I don't appreciate pranks.
Or some other being of cosmic power.
Teleport people all the time. Close enough.
Oh,
Fine.
by the way, East of all, what happened?
What?
Your sibling is your sibling is back alive for when this is done. Before I forget. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Hey, or,
back to Armin and Yolanda.
okay.
If he comes here, I will ask him. Haven't. I don't believe you. You're just trying to sow discord between me and my boyfriend. I don't know. No, I mean, I could. How weird. Did you just call my boyfriend shitty? Yeah, that'll work out real good. He already doesn't like you.
All right. I need Armin and Yolanda to roll me a dex saving throw.
Do I get advantage?
You do.
Oh god. Oh man.
Aww. That was a shitty roll. Yeah.
It's true. All right. As Armin calls out, immediately above Yolanda and Armin, like a shade begins to cover them, and they both look up and they see the bottom of a ship as it starts falling down at them. No, it is not. It comes crashing down next to the inn. Yolanda expertly dodges out of the way just in time. Armin skirts to the side and fumbles as he is knocked hard against the wall of the inn.
Dumbass.
You take 12 bludgeoning damage as you are smacked hard against the wall. You see a head peer over the bow and says, "Ah, it's the party, Armin." Finger guns at Yolanda. Sup, babe?
I think you would say something. Oh, hey. So this dumbass over here that you got like knocked up against the inn, he did this because why not? And I missed you, and I love you. Hi. But he's saying that you're a god. Are you a god?
He lets out a raucous laughter and he's just like, well, Armin did summon me with planar ally, so it must be true.
Wait, for real?
Well, I am not truly a god, but a
See?
demigod.
Oh,
My parents were gods, but I am not.
I'm working this into my whole bit, like tough enough to, handle god dick. You should have told me sooner.
Well,
Hey, you guys, I'm even more badass than I thought. Thanks.
and Valkyr says, leaning over the side, what can I do for you?
Well, while you're here, you've managed. Can you tell us anything about what we might have missed over the past 6 months, especially dragon-wise?
Well, I don't know anything about dragons, he says. I've been sailing the open oceans looking for Yolanda.
Yep.
Yeah, don't forget that he does not like Armin and blames all my disappearances on him.
He does. You have been gone for 6 months.
So,
Armin, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
you should be.
You get +3.
Is what? Yeah, it's magical. So 15. 15. Doesn't matter. You feel a void ripping through you as it drops you to your knees. You take 12 psychic damage. And Valkyr says, "What have you been doing with Yolanda?"
Oh yeah, why don't you tell him about the vampire that you made me fall in love with? Because it was your fault. Oh, why don't you go bust open that coffin? There's nothing wrong with that.
Valkyr jumps off the side of his ship, and he picks up Armin and slams him against the side of the inn.
Yolanda's just laughing.
He turns around and he throws you. And you go sailing to the other side and crash into the wall. You take 23 bludgeoning damage.
That's a broken rib, right?
You were so dumb. That's my character saying that. No, yeah, we fell into some sort of time warp for like, well, we were only there for a few hours, but apparently it was 6 months. So that's where I was.
Doesn't matter. I blame any points over. I blame him for this.
Yeah, you should. You should.
Armin, make me a dexterity saving throw.
Don't kill him.
Oh no.
You take 40 bludgeoning damage and you are knocked prone.
No one intervenes, and he just kills him right in front of the party.
Okay, don't kill him. I still need him. I mean, it's
What do you
useful.
need? What do you need him for?
To act as a meat shield. Shut up, Armin. He will kill
resting?
you.
Did we rest after this last, John?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So everything's full.
I could use channel divinity and have the damage deal back to him.
Why don't you try that?
Why are we picking a fight with Yolanda's boyfriend?
For real.
Let's
You
go back.
assholes.
You summon me and insult me.
Okay, how
Shut
about
up, Armin.
all right, I could do my other channel divinity, which is the peaceful one, and try to talk him down. He's really a demon. I can do that. And I can talk him down.
Talk him down.
But do I really want to waste my channel divinity, though? On Armin? Really? Really?
Well, as you were saying this, Valkyr is crossing the field towards Armin.
I'm going to jump
I
in
run up
front of
and
him.
jump on his back and say, okay, that's enough playtime, but I do party with these guys. Like party as in we are a party, not like woohoo.
All right. Okay. I don't know why you put up with him as he points over to Armin, but if that's what you really want,
He does
okay.
stupid stuff to find loot, and I like busting doors open with him. That's the main reason. No, you dropped his boat, you know that?
In hit points.
You might have a mild concussion.
A few teeth fall out.
You still have that ring I gave you, right? He says to you.
Yeah.
Excellent. That's all you need. You have that, and I'll be able to find you.
Yeah, I think I said that one. I lost a bunch of stuff when I went evil for a little while. Which ring was that? Oh, no, I lost that ring when I went evil. I was playing with it.
The ring of jumping. You have that.
Oh, the ring of jumping. Yeah, I've got
Yes,
that one.
yes.
There was something else he gave me that could contact me before I went evil.
Yeah, that one went up in smoke with the deck of many things, but that's why he gave you the other ring.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm cool with it. I gotta find him somehow. He's on boats. I'll go and find him. And oh my god, you think he can't find another place to go? He's apparently a god. I guess he could probably find ways out.
Not a god, just a demi.
No, she's convinced he's god now because it makes
Oh.
him feel really cool. Yolanda isn't smart, you guys.
Did you say that out loud to him? Can I do one more?
Yeah.
He walks over to Armin. He walks over to Armin. And he pulls out his hammer. He takes a swing at you. You take 38 bludgeoning damage from the swing of the hammer as you go spinning through the air, crash into this wall. All right. I don't see what you see in this guy, but if you say so, all right.
So Roosevelt said there better be some divine healing going on here because you've kind of left him in quite a state.
Well, he brought that on himself.
Oh, he can sleep it off.
Speaking of
Yeah,
sleeping it off, you hanging around for a day or two?
Yeah, I know we're
Dang.
staying here overnight.
Well then. Valkyr picks up Yolanda and walks back to the inn. Cut to black. It is now the next morning. Yolanda is now attuned to the scarab of protection, which means, keep this in mind, D, that you have this finite charge item. You now have advantage on saving throws against only spells. And if you fail a saving throw against necromancy spells or spells that originate from undead creatures, you can expel a charge to turn a failed save into a successful one, but you don't get those charges back. And Hafen is now attuned to his Doombringer cloak.
But it doesn't cost a charge to have advantage, right?
It does
That's
not.
just-
You're attuned, so you automatically get advantage on saving throws against spells.
Okay.
And with that, I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick. Talk about what you want to do.
Oh my god. We are not here to kill my boyfriend.
You don't need a godsling sword. You need a blessed stake so that you can stake him through the heart.
He's good. You are good. Yes. That's when they're fucking with his girlfriend. No, you started it by saying that you were. Or, oh wait, no, I started it by saying that it was your fault. I fell in love with a vampire for a little bit. That's why he got pissed at. That's why he got pissed at you. No, he's good. Fade
Also,
to black.
everybody had a hard
Yeah.
time sleeping last night because of the entire inn was shaking all night long.
Howling noises.
Somehow you could hear the song "Rock Me Like a Hurricane" all night.
All right, you work your way out to the stall where Scraggles has set up. Ah, what can I do for you this fine morning? You can only banish them if they want themselves gone. Good luck with that.
Is this really Sir Eastabout said, is this really a line of questioning that we're going to pursue?
I think he's proven his point, Armin, that we should probably move on.
He's like, really? Really?
His domains are Tempest and War. Maybe you should just quit poking the bear.
All right, now Yolanda.
He's
or D.
chaotic good.
Chaotic good. All right, he is chaotic good.
Well, do you think that we could possibly enter into some kind of pact with Umberly? Maybe Umberly could help you out with that, since they have kind of opposing, or like they have the same domain. It's just he's a good deity and she's evil. So
A pact with an evil god to try and mess with a good god. We're the good guys. He is. He's just a little chaotic. Yes, because he's the god of, like, his domain is war, so he gets a little feisty.
He gets a little feisty.
He gets pretty feisty.
Were you still going to cast Legend Lore? You don't want to? You can still do it. You can still totally do it. Fair enough. Nope, the time has passed.
Off we go.
Do you know where you're going?
Nope. We all four set out in different directions at first before realizing we don't know where we're going.
He hands you a map. Absolutely. This is real easy. I told you guys yesterday.
We've been through a lot.
He says that's what you get. You backsassed him. That's what you get.
What? You dishing out insults to a demigod?
Well, if he's chaotic good, you didn't. Here's the thing. Davril says you didn't die. That's a good thing. Davril pokes you in the chest with his staff. You seem to be fine.
Right in the crack to it.
All right, he shuffles you off to the east. Just follow the path in the forest. You'll eventually make it to the river.
Okay.
Follow the path.
What do we see on the path?
Forgot I have to I got to remember to keep doing this in Chrome instead of Roll20 or Firefox.
It's a shambling valley of the dead. There's
Shambling.
zombies,
I
ghouls.
like that,
on each
shambling.
side of the
You know what
path.
shambles? Mounds
Critters?
shamble. Where am I? Which map am I in?
Oh no.
That is very exciting.
Stupid Firefox.
6 of them all at the same time. Now, can they still do the corpse detonation thing? Is it going to be just a recap of that battle, only times 6?
The corpse detonation?
Yeah. Remember the thing that came out of the well and it was like blowing up the town?
Who did that? I don't think I did that. Oh, okay.
And that was the one. No, we didn't do that. It was like that when we got here. And apparently it was all my fault for throwing all the zombies down the well. And then what did I do? I spit acid into the well. Yeah, apparently that was not the right thing to do. Well, to be fair, Numeraga's intelligence was like 6. So
That's true.
he was barely even aware of any. It seemed like a good idea at the time. There were lots of things that seemed like good ideas at the time, like eating all those rocks and cutting off the tip of his tail. It seemed like a good idea.
Find yourself following the path. To the east. I drag and drop real fast, so it all goes to the right side. You see a stone path leading through the forest. You follow a path.
Mm-hmm.
Once you make it about halfway, the trees begin shuffling in the distance. The wind blows really stiff. Who's leading?
On, and I'll be right by.
All right, Armin, roll me a perception. As the trees begin to shuffle in the wind, you notice that they're shaking a little bit too hard, and you hear the faint sound of feet drumming along the ground. And before you know it, you see a bunch of shambling creatures rush out of the tree line.
Ooh.
Big, tall ogres. Their skin is dry, is cracked, splitting. Some of them have weapons protruding from the bodies. Some of them are missing their jaws. Their eyes are gone. But they have a basically a line on the party. So they begin moving in on you. Roll for initiative.
Turn undead. Scott, I don't know if you noticed my health points, but they are at 197.
That doesn't seem right.
So I took the tough skill.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gives you. It says you gain 2 hit points every level, and then you retroactively gain 2 for every level you've already got.
So you get 32 extra hit points, basically.
Yeah, and then so my just natural level up was 165, and then I just added that to the end.
Okay.
I didn't understand why it didn't add it, but I went back and I actually looked it up and read through it, and that's what it said to do. So
Okay.
you might want to double check it later, maybe.
I'll double check it later.
Oh, so that was normal that it didn't add those skill points? Okay. Yeah, that seemed way more useful than picking just one, like 2 stats.
What is that noise? It's terrible.
I'm trying to figure out. It's coming from my computer. I don't know why it's coming out of the speakers. I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, I don't know how it got changed in the first place. That's right.
Dumb audio shit.
Yeah. Okay. I think I got it turned on.
All right, Hafen, you are leading the pack.
Okay. In that case, let's see. Then I will. Sorry, I was having to look at my settings. That's what 510. Okay, I'm going to cast Chain Lightning on this
That
ogre
one. Okay.
here. Yeah.
How many other targets does it also connect with?
It 3 bolts leap from that target to as many as 3 other targets, each of which must be within 30 feet of the first target. So, I guess,
So you can basically hit everything on the right side of the road.
yeah. And one thing, I guess twice if I get 3 arts, or is it?
Post
Oh, wait. Hang on. Okay.
Three bolts leap from that target to as many as 3 others. So you hit the first target and you get 3 bolts from that that'll go to up to 3 other creatures. So you can direct it 1 bolt at each creature, 3 bolts at one, 2 at one, 1 at another. So you can hit everything on the right side there with 1 bolt, more or less.
Okay. That is what I would like to do.
All right. All right, let's get rolling.
Now let's.
My die.
Yeah, I clicked it. So either there's serious lag or I.
Might be lag. Roll 20's been kind of terrible the last few weeks. DC 17.
And it still didn't move my default sound type.
That is on Dex. So the initial creature fails. So he takes 34. You blast this one. This one, right? That's your main target?
That's the main target.
He takes 34 lightning damage.
Sweet.
Okay. you see a lot of his skin begin to blacken and crackle as the lightning lances through him and connects to how many targets? Which ones? All three of them? So
All
one
three
each.
of them. Hmm.
So they need a roll as well for the same thing.
Um,
I'm gonna double check.
yeah, deck saving throw.
Just want to make sure you don't have to roll again.
Okay.
Lightning bolt, correct?
No, chain lightning.
Oh, that's chain under C.
I would think they would get individual rolls.
That's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm double checking.
Well, because it's one bolt of lightning hits the first guy, he
And
passes
then,
rolls, and then it goes to the next one. He has a chance to dodge it, and then
yeah.
Yep, I got to roll for each one. So
Okay.
it's super effective though.
it really is. All right. This one passes, but the other two fail. Go ahead and roll for each of those.
What was it? One, is it 10
Chain lightning
D8?
is 10d8. So the one on the left will take half of that. So roll him first. He'll take 14. Now the other two take full damage. Actually, you did roll. Well, why'd you roll 5d8 instead of 10? Well, okay. No, I read that wrong. I thought that was 10d8.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was half damage.
It is
yeah.
half damage for that first one, so that's fine. I'll take that. Yeah. Second one is 47. And
What level is that spell?
that is a 6th level evocation.
It's pretty good.
Right. As the main target undead orc is struck by lightning, the lightning arcs out and strikes all of the orcs around him. You can smell the burning flesh on the wind. Do you do anything else, Hafen?
As a bonus action, I unleash my wings.
Unleash your wings. Frightful presence. Been cast. That is not in the compendium. Of course it's not. Thankfully, on here. All opponents with a radius of 30... Wait, that doesn't seem right. Each creature of your choice within 120 feet must roll a wisdom saving throw. That's basically everything. All right, cool. Making me do a lot of rolling. What is your
What are you rolling against?
I'm sorry. What is it's not a wisdom saving throw, it's your casting. So,
Casting is
yeah.
My spell
your-
casting ability is charisma.
So what's your DC?
My spell save DC is 17.
So they need to save against a 17.
Mm-hmm.
This guy fails. This one passes. This one passes. That one fails. So they are now, these two are now frightened. Do put wings on them to know that they're frightened because you raised your wings. All right. The other three.
So wait, you're rolling to see if they're frightened.
Yes.
So if they're undead, they can't be frightened.
They have a condition immunity, and frightened is not one of them.
Really?
Maybe regular undead. Now you have me second guessing it.
Well, no. If they are like, if they have like a consciousness, then they can be frightened. But if they're just mindless undead, then they can't be frightened. I don't know.
They all stop and look at Sir Isabel and say, "Who are you calling mindless?"
Who are you calling mine?
That's
5E. Yeah. Yeah, because it specifically says So frightened is not one of their conditions, as the party is slowly finding out. Okay.
fair enough.
This one is frightened. This one is not frightened. This one is frightened. Does Hafen do anything else?
That's it for Hafen this turn.
Yolanda.
Yolanda is going to use Searing Sunburst.
Hell yeah, that's a cool ass move.
Blast them to pieces.
Yeah, and let's see, so my Constitution saving throw, I think you figured that was a 15.
Hurl it at a point with. So I should have fixed
Or-
your spell. I should have fixed your character sheet. So if you just look at your spells, actually I didn't.
Doesn't say.
It changed. Why does it keep reverting? All right, monks are. I think. No. They have a specific class. Hang on, I fixed it, but I guess when you leveled up, it kind of fudged itself. Let me fix that real
A
quick.
lot where it just
Monk.
reverts on
A
those.
monk is a.
No, thing.
A monk is a wisdom. Your wisdom, because you have majority in source or monk over sorcerer. So you are wisdom. So we change this to wisdom. So your spell save is 14.
I gotta go for 14. And I'm gonna go ahead and spend 3 so that it can go up to 86 for anyone that gets hit.
So you're going to do a 20-foot radius sphere.
I already drew
And-
it out on the field to hit these 3.
All right. So what do they just need to do a wisdom saving throw?
Constitution.
Constitution saving throw. And creature doesn't need to make a save if the creature's behind total. That doesn't matter. You expended key points for a maximum of 3, increases it by 2d6.
So I'm doing 86.
8d6. Okay, and they need to beat a 14 on wisdom. All right, only one of them actually passed, so amazingly. This guy passed, but the other two failed.
Terrible. But, so they all take 29, or the two take 29 damage.
Actually, let's see, 29 divided by... Actually, this guy's
Factual.
1. Well, they are not affected by radiant like that, so no, they don't. Yeah. Okay, this one takes that much. He is down to that. This one takes the 29. But this one, this guy, as the sunburst explodes, the meat rips from his bones and his skeleton collapses to the ground as he dies because he rolled a natural 1. So he took almost 60 damage.
Womp.
That's me.
This guy is frightened, so he is going to spend his time moving as far away from the party as he can. Next up is this guy who is not frightened, but he is not looking good. One of his arms has fallen off and blood is just oozing from the stump. Half of his face is gone, burned off from the searing sunburst. But he is going to shamble. He's shambling moving because he's an undead. That's not a thing, so to speak. Next up is this guy. I moved past him. Oops. But this guy is going to move. And he's going to try to close in on the party as he comes forward. And this guy is dead, so he's gone. We're almost there. Do the first round of combat. Sir Eastaval.
Sir Eastavald. Gonna move closer to this guy. Does it hit?
An 18 absolutely hits. You crush your hammer into his chest.
No, we're not blessed.
You crush the hammer into his chest. Flames exploding off the hammer strike, doing a total of 13 damage across bludgeoning and fire. You bring the hammer back for another strike. You bring the hammer down hard onto the head of the undead ogre. You send the head down into the torso as it makes a bloody gurgling noise as it waves its arms about, dropping its weapon before the bloated corpse drops to the ground dead. Does Sir Eastaval do anything else?
He's just gonna chuckle. And then use the rest of his movement to go right there.
Okay. Armin. Yeah. You swing the Vorpal sword as hard as you can. The flesh is spongy and weak. You cut into the undead ogre, but in doing so, you go up to your forearms in his sinew and bone, lodging the sword in there, and you pull your hands out weaponless. You have lost the sword inside the undead ogre's body.
Get digging.
Not like that. He's already took an action.
Do you have a pickaxe? Do you have a shovel? Do you have a copper rod?
Time's ticking. All right, if you don't got anything else, the zombie ogre that you cut into, while not doing any damage, is still frightened by Hafen. He's going to spend all of his movement to get as far away from Hafen as possible. He's running away. 5, 10, 15. He's approaching the river and is beginning to disappear into the trees. The final ogre moves away before it is Hafen's turn again. He's behind a tree, so he's obscured. So you're rolling at disadvantage to try to hit him through the trees. You're mute.
Sorry, I was sneezing.
Oh.
Can I move upwards since I have my wings unfurled some? And
Yeah, you can fly up into the air. Yeah, you should have a fly speed. I would imagine that your fly
I
speed
think
is
it's
gonna be the
30.
same as
Yeah.
as your movement or whatever.
I will try to get. Whoops. Yeah, somewhere like out there and up.
All right, you see him along the banks, but he's still a bit obscured, so you're still going to be rolling at
Okay.
disadvantage.
Sure. And
Cover, disadvantage, cover. I kind of use those interchangeably. He's under cover, behind cover. Yeah.
I will use a magic missile at level 3.
Well, then we don't even have to worry about that, do we?
No, I don't want to. I don't want to worry about it.
So you got 5 total. Your magic missiles expertly race through the trees, dodging around every branch in the trunks before crashing into the backside of the ogre for a total of 8, 10, 12, 14 damage. Because the magic missiles go crashing into him, you see his body shudder a bit before he seemingly regains his composure. He is no longer frightened.
Son of a gun. Well, at least maybe he'll come back. Yeah.
Does Hafen do anything else?
No.
No.
That's,
all right.
At my bonus action, I'll deploy my pyramid. The pyramid.
Right. Okay. All right, Yolanda, you are up.
So I this one and start wailing on him.
Wailing on him. You get 2 strikes with your feather staff, and then you can hit him with an unarmed flurry of blows, or do a key point and do 2 flurry of blows. Both feather staff attacks connect. You start bludgeoning his pudgy, bloated, undead corpse for a total of 19 damage. But that was enough as his stomach ruptures and his guts begin to spill at the ground at your feet. And he falls to the ground dead.
Womp.
Bounce back here.
So you can split your attack with the key point spending and move on to another creature within range if you have movement, and continue using your flurry of blows.
Do that. Spend a key point. So can I
Alright.
hit him 2 times or 4 times?
So if you get a bonus action of 1 flurry of blows, because you hit with your weapon, and you, as your monk bonus, you get to hit with your weapon twice. And then you get, as a bonus action, you can either just do a flurry of blows or spend a key point and you get 2 flurry blows.
I'll spend a key point.
Right. You only get the first 2.
Okay. That flurry of blows was 2 strikes each.
It's 2 for the spent key point. All right. Doesn't matter. You connect with all of your fists. You are bursting the skin on his backside for a total of
Tore his ass up.
15 radiant damage. That is it for Yolanda. We move on to this one, who is still scared, and he runs off the map and disappears, and he's gone.
Woohoo!
The sword.
No, the sword one is over here.
No, I hit him. He's not scared anymore.
He's not scared anymore. Yeah. So that one is gone. Or he doesn't know it's there.
At the very least, hopefully he just comes back.
Yeah. This zombie turns around and releases a Morningstar attack. Yolanda. As he swings his weapon, Yolanda, you telegraph his moves before he's doing what he's doing. So you swing your feather staff.
Sure.
Crunch.
Brunch.
Brunch.
You reach up and punch his Morningstar out of the way and smack him square in the face with your feather staff for an additional 9 damage. He rolled a 1. That is it for this ogre zombie. East of all.
Yes. Sir Eastevald. So now we're flanking.
You were flanking. Roll a 26. The ogre zombie facing Yolanda. You crush at the back of the head of the zombie ogre, dealing 12 bludgeoning and fire damage.
Crunch.
You follow. You swing 3 times.
I
You
did
got
not
2.
mean to. I hit it, but it didn't show up, so I thought maybe I
Oh,
missed
that's
it.
fine. So the second hit, you rear back and strike again, doing an additional 16 bludgeoning and fire damage. The zombie ogre lets out this kind of wet growl as blood drips from its mouth. Are you rolling a... Wait, what is that?
I did a divine smite on the second one.
Oh, okay, so you're adding 11 to that. All right. And as you pull your hammer away, radiant energy explodes from the wound.
Is he still gurgling, or
He's
or
still
is he...
gurgling. Armin, if you're going to move through those trees, it is hazardous terrain. No, that's double. So where were you? You were here? So 5, 15, 25, 35? How much movement do you have? 30. You get right there. DC 17. Deck. The ogre fails and takes 15 radiant damage. He is still standing, as some of his skin is flaming and singeing at the sacred flames. It is now his turn. He turns around and sees you launching sacred flames at him, and he moves up to you, reaches inside of him, grabbing the Vorpal sword, and he takes a slash at you. I'm rolling this. Let me look at your Vorpal sword, see how it rolls. Okay, that's I just needed to see how much. Oh, you get a plus 13 to your attack. Jeez. I get that much. Oh, I GM rolled it by accident, but that's okay. You want to see it happen? I'll re-roll it.
Cool. Cool.
He reaches into himself and it comes whipping out with the sword and slashes Armin across the chest. Vorpal sword does
1,000 damage.
I just got to know what type of damage and junk it does. You have the longsword version, right? 1d8 plus 3 slashing. All right.
Armin's torso bursts, his arms and legs fly in random directions.
You take 9 slashing damage. Ouchie. You now have a ogre zombie in front of you armed with a Vorpal sword. This zombie continues to run off. All right, Hafen, we're back up to you.
Okay. I'm going to fly. Let's see.
You're over the trees, so
Oh,
you don't have
a little.
you don't
Can
have
I see
hazardous.
through?
Yeah, you're looking down. Partial cover is what the zombie ogre has from where you're standing.
Okay. Hmm.
That means he just has +2 to his AC and Dex saving throws.
Okay. So I'm going to I don't know whether to leave it a chance or not. I'm gonna try to hit him with a firebolt.
Okay. Nice. As you cast your firebolt, you
Heck
notice
yeah.
it is a little bit overcharged as it dispels from your arcane focus, racing at the ground, exploding around Armin and the ogre zombie for a total of 27 fire damage. Oops. All right. Do you do anything else, Hafen?
He's still standing.
Still standing.
The iron pyramid. I'll get it to launch two of the minute meteors towards it.
Right. He fails at one of them, at the first one here, so he's going to take 24 fire damage. He fails the second one, taking an additional 6. The meteors race down, crushing into his shoulders and head, exploding. As Armin covers his eyes as the explosion happens, he lowers his hands and he sees that the zombie ogre no longer has the head. And blood and gore is just pouring down the front of his body as he crumples down forward and slumps to the ground dead, dropping the sword. Yolanda. Smacky smacky.
Oh,
You swing a little too hard with your feather staff. And upon the second strike, you make the zombie ogre's sides burst open and his guts spill to the ground next to Eastaval and Yolanda. And he lets out a wet gurgle as he crumples to the ground dead. It's now Eastaval's turn, but since Eastaval's not here, it is now Armin's turn. Nothing within range. Oh. Everything is dead except for the one on the far end of the map from you, who is still fighting.
There's a gap at the top right. Yeah.
$20, $25, $30. 120 feet. 60. More than that. It doesn't matter. We'll fast track it. It is a zombie's turn. He is now still frightened. He runs off the map. Combat is now ended.
It's all right. We live to fight another day.
Only 2 of them got away. One almost got away with your Vorpal sword. And he almost critted you.
No, we would have to hunt the zombie down. Is what would have to.
We would be hunting the. That would be the rest of the quest, hunting him down for your sword.
There's your sidetrack.
Derail
All
the
right.
entire storyline to go and chase a zombie ogre off into the forest.
Do you loot the bodies?
Oh yeah.
How many bodies do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4,
And
5.
line them
All right. You find 250 gold pieces across all of them. And you find, and write this down because I will not repeat it, a potion of climbing.
Who's gonna take the potion of climbing?
There's more. You get the potion of climbing. You also find a spell scroll of, actually, I don't know if anybody knows this one, a spell scroll of Flame Blade.
Ooh, flame blade.
Ooh.
A potion of greater healing. A second potion of climbing. And finally, a greater potion of healing. So two potions of climbing and 2 potions of greater healing.
So this was a pretty well-equipped ogre party at one time.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Yep.
Zombie ogres at that.
Well, you were able to frighten these zombie ogres, and they had healing potions and potions of climbing on them.
Zombies.
I-
are so
I
bad.
suggest we line these dead bodies up on the road and then take their blood to write "Do not follow" as a warning to anyone else who might come our way.
Yeah, let's make some totems lined up along the road out of like arms and legs and stuff.
So you're saying burn the bodies.
Or we
should
can do that.
We should skin them and wear the skins.
We can
That'll teach.
Let's
them
put on a
lesson.
puppet show with their. We've all turned evil.
All right. Does the party continue on?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's been.
I'm going to map switch and we'll stop.
Yeah, I guess if y'all want to burn the evidence, we'll just. That's fine too. I was, some entertainment or something.
All right. As the party continues on the eastern path, they eventually find themselves upon, the river of Duat-Hamper. The river that Davril had informed you about. Let me.
We're coming
Please shoot.
across the river. Can we see Valcor float by in a small boat, flipping the double finger and laughing?
Maybe not at this moment, just because, but it might happen in the future. Hang on, I'm placing your tokens. We're going to stop here. I'm just going to give you a what's to come, more or less. As the party approaches the river, they see a camp on the far side. They see 3 boats, 3 tents, and they see 3 people by the campfire.
Should the
You
new
guys are all hidden in the bushes on the other side.
should the new map be loaded?
It should have loaded. Do you guys see it?
I don't see
Okay.
it. I'm gonna hit refresh.
And as the party sees the 3 around the fire, you see someone on the far side walk down the shore from the north. And he is heading back towards the campfire. And we can stop there.
Okay.
Could we have one of the ogre bodies be manipulated with mage hand and still utilize the puppet show?
I mean, you already burned the bodies, but hey, next time, right?
because you could use mage hand, and because you wouldn't be lifting it, you would just be pushing the body forward. We could do like a puppet show to surprise the next group of enemies with the
We hear him more than we can hear you.
Yeah.
All right.
Basically, you see